Welcome to Active and Healthy with Gina, and it's lovely to be sharing another session of 10 minutes of Ageless Grace with you. This is this wonderful brain fitness program that whatever your age, whatever your level of health and fitness, you can do this. Because all you need to have is a chair, and you need to be seated on it. Try to have one that isn't going to wriggle. Preferably try and be barefoot or with socks, because it might be a little cool. But the great thing is you do not need to wear shoes because we're seated and because you want to feel that connection and groundedness with the earth. Okay, I'm ready to get going. So we're going to do some different exercises today. We're going to start with a great exercise that's known as front row orchestra. So we're going to pretend to play instruments. So are you ready? We're going to start with a set of drums. I've never played the drums. What's and why this is a brain health exercise program is because we're partly using our imagination. We have to think, how does a drum set work? Well, it's got one of those foot pedals and cymbals. So, foot, up and down, hand, as if we're doing a cymbal. We can be multitasking. This foot can be going, hands can be over here, as if we're playing the drums. And hit the cymbal up the top. Just imagine, you must have seen it on the TV at some stage. How about the other foot? Up and down, hands. You can be playing any instrument that you like. Let's keep this foot going. We're going to play the drums over here. It's good. Good for our wrists. Good for our imagination. We're trying to imagine how that would be. Okay, what about a keyboard? Have you played the piano in the past? I never took piano lessons, sadly. I can imagine what to play. Hands down one side. Hands down the other. Go right the way down the keyboard. What about strumming a guitar? Tap that foot at the same time. Strum, strum. And the other side. We're what's that word? Ambidextrous musicians. We can play on either side. Also works right, left brain. Keep that foot tapping. So imagine what it'd be like to strum a guitar on this side. What about tambourines? Bring them all the way up, all the way down, and to one side. You always got to nod your head, you know. People in the band always look like they're having a good time. You're allowed to smile. Very good. Front row orchestra that was. Okay, so the next one, power tools. We've had big storms here in Cape Town, so we're going to have to get the chainsaw out, and we've got to cut some of these logs and trees that fell down. So we're imagining that we've got a saw in our hands and we're having to expend energy and power and leverage backwards and forwards. Come on, let's get these shoulders going. Holding on to that piece of wood. You know what I say? If we do it with one hand, gotta do it with the other. Huh. What's our coordination like on this side? So, we're going to tie a rope around the log and we're going to try pulling it because we've got to get it out of the way. Pull. Both hands, imagine. So you can be using your imagination and your body all at the same time. Let's tie a rope on this end. Pull it this way now. Pull to the side. Quite energetic. Shows what you can do in 10 minutes to use all different body parts. And let's pull this way. And we'll pull. And pull. Okay, we've got to clear some of these leaves out of the way. So let's get the broom, be sweeping them out of the way. Some people sweep away from themselves. Are you a person who sweeps away? Or you're one of those who likes to sweep things towards you. It can be either. Probably feels like the same thing, really. Very good. And we're going to scoop up, pick all those leaves up, put them in the wheelbarrow. One side. Got wheelbarrows on either side of us. Scoop up all the leaves. And the other side. Very good. How are we doing? Getting these weights going forth, back. That's lovely. And now we've just got to saw a little one. Here's a little one that just doesn't fit. We want to cut some small ones and put in the fireplace. We're going to have to put them aside for a year because I know we're always supposed to leave our logs to mature, aren't we? Phew, that was quite hard. All right, so now legs together, hands on our knees and tap up to our shoulders. So this one is going to work on getting the heart rate going, just up and down. So we're going up to begin with. Then we're tapping knees and down. Tap, up, tap, down, tap, up. You've only got to go a small distance over the heart line to make the heart work a little harder and quicker and a little further, up and down. And if you go with a sh on the way down, you're going to have to be breathing in on the way back up. Oh. How's it going? Go at your speed, you can do it slow. Knees up, knees down. You don't have to go fast. You find your pace. It's nice for you. And we're going to push 2 out. Tap 2 on the knees and push 2 up. 1, 2, tap 2, 2, 2 out. 2 knees, 2 down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Down 2. Up 2. Down 2. 1, 2, up 2. Down 2. Feel that heart's working just a little harder? Just a little harder. Not too much, but just enough. 1, 2. Now, how about we open the legs a little wider and we just tap knees up, tap, and we just go across to the opposite knee. I've run out of music. Well, I think we can keep doing this when the next song starts. So we're just gonna do this as a continuation. Up, tap, opposite knee, tap, up. Last one this side, change sides. Up, opposite side, and tap these heels at the same time. It's our last song. We're almost at the end of that 10 minutes of Active and Healthy with Gina. Well done you. Almost made it. Okay, we're putting these legs together and taking them out with a little 1, 2 tap. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just little movements. Both legs together, march them. And we're going to take one leg out to the side. Get these arms moving as well. Don't even have to get on the dance floor, you can do it in your chair. How about that? 10 minutes. And the other side. Keeping up at home? Almost there. And we're going to cross these arms and legs together. Good for coordination. Out. And cross the hands and the legs. And then we're going to see, once you've found the pace, can we do a few quicker? And in and out. Cross hands, legs. Phew! I hope this 10 minutes is finishing soon. Feels like a little bit of a workout, doesn't it? Back to these knees, walking up and down. And just kick these heels out again. Phew, how was that? 10 minutes, Active and Healthy with Gina, doing your Ageless Grace exercises. Lovely to have you sharing that with me. So, you know what you need to do next? Get a glass of water, stay hydrated, enjoy the break, and we'll be ready for our second session of the show just a moment. Hello and welcome back to Active and Healthy with Gina. I hope you enjoyed today's exercises, that you did all 10 minutes, that you have been benefiting and feeling that the body is getting all, and the brain, all those benefits just from some gentle movements, whatever your level of health and fitness. Did you have some water? That's also important during the break. Well, today I'm going to be following on from last week when I opened the conversation about nutrition, which of course is a huge subject. And I'm going to take it a certain direction today and talk about nutrition through the eyes of somebody who has been very overweight, because obesity is a very, very important topic and relevant for all of us, whatever our age. So I was listening to a Cape Talk recording during the course of this week, and there was a doctor on the show talking about the South African obesity figures. And the figures as of 2013, and we are already now 4 years beyond that, was that 61% of South Africans are obese or overweight. That is the largest number in sub-Saharan Africa. So he was talking more from the psychiatric point of view, that there are many reasons that can be everything from depression causing you to overeat, and the reverse, that if you are depressed you can be overeating. If you're overeating, that can also be making you depressed. So that can work both ways. And there are many other psychological reasons as well. But there is no doubt that the increasing levels of obesity is very much being caused by an awful lot of the foods that we are eating. This is not an epidemic that existed 60 years ago in our grandparents' time. They were coming out of the world wars, they had food rationing, sugar, fats, all those things that we tend to have too much of these days. They had in very, very small supply, and they were a whole lot healthier for it. So the food industry has, over the course of the last 20, 30 years, really focused on giving us foods that stimulate our taste buds and encourage us to do nothing more but eat more. There was a great book I read recently called Salt, Sugar, Fat, and it is all about how the food industry spends an awful lot of money on its research to find what they call the bliss point. So it can be a major chocolate manufacturer who can be producing a sweet, and they will have a test panel, and they will have various levels of sweetness in the product, and they will test people to find out what is the right limit that when it hits your tongue you just go, fantastic. Now I'm sure we all have favorite products, whether that is a savory product, maybe it's some kind of chips that you love, or it is a sweet product. And when people tell you that you can have just a nibble, a little piece of chocolate or one or two crisps, well, we all know they're not produced in that fashion to be able for you to have just one or two. We can take a look and think about the soda industry. It's been proven in the States that since they introduced diet sodas, obesity in the US has doubled. I think we've all seen people, and maybe even been guilty ourselves in the past, that we've gone to somewhere like the Big M and ordered a cheeseburger with a Diet Coke, for example, as if one would undo the other. So for me, it is all about awareness, and it is about understanding the impact of the nutrition that we put into our bodies is going to impact how we look and how we feel. So you're going to get to see on the screen my picture of somebody who has struggled with weight for 40 years. So I really do understand what it feels like and what the problem is. And I had one of those moments when I saw this picture that my first thought when I looked at it was, who is that? And then my brain went, oh no, that is what I now look like now. Well, that actually was at 2012. It was a little while after my mother's passing, and I was really, truly grief-eating. But it got to a stage that I had absolutely no idea how big I'd got. And sometimes we need to see a photograph of ourselves that somebody else takes for you to be shocked enough to get into action about it. Because the reality is we have to take responsibility for our own health. I always remind people that at the end of the day, this hand is attached to the arm that's putting the food that goes into your own mouth. So take responsibility for yourself. There's no reason that you have to be unfit, that you have to be overweight as you age. So my goal with Active and Healthy with Gina is that I really want you to become more conscious, to be aware that you can make the decisions about what you put in your mouth, and that if you are feeling you are very overweight, there are things that you can do right now. As I was saying last week, having been in the health and wellness industry for the last 22 years, I do understand what it is to be able to help people. I've been able to help myself. I've been able to travel this journey. So if you are somebody who's sitting in a position thinking, it's too late, I can't do it, it's never going to happen for me, you have to realize that it's that inner critic, it's the voice in your head that is just kind of saying stuff, but you don't actually have to listen to it. For me, I'm very grateful that I attended this Neuroscience Academy course last year that gave me an understanding that what was it that had me be on this loop of losing and gaining weight for a 40-year pattern. And I think I was always thinking that there was something wrong with me. I had no willpower. What was I doing wrong? I went to an awful lot of personal development courses, and all the time I was asking the same question. Why can't I lose weight, and why can't I keep it off? And I think I kept wanting to break the habit. I didn't understand that I can't break a habit. If we can all understand that the human brain has neural pathways, that we create habits, we make habits, and once that habit is there, it is set. So if you can accept it, that you have a habit that does not help your health, you do have the ability to go and create a brand new one. And that's what I did, and that's what I teach people what to do. And that is what changed my life and enabled me to lose 20 kilos in the last year in the easiest way possible, to make lifestyle changes that I have managed to control what I eat, enjoy what I eat, and really, really support and teach other people that they can do the same thing. So I want you to not be despondent, not to feel that it's too late, that it can't happen for you. I was able to help my dad at age 80 lose 13 kilos. So he was my oldest person I've helped with improve their nutrition. My mom at 67 lost 10 kilos. So you can do it. You don't have to think, I'm too old, it can't happen for me. It doesn't matter what your age is, you can improve your health. And I hope it's one of the reasons that you've also been able to enjoy doing 10 minutes of Ageless Grace at the start of the show. Because if you are overweight and you're not feeling fit enough to be able to get out there and start doing very energetic exercise, well, 10 minutes a day is all you need to be able to do to be able to start activating the body and the brain and the movements to realize, well, I can do that and I can do more. I would also encourage you that one of the best, easiest and most inexpensive ways of starting to exercise is to walk. And even if you walk 1 block for the first day and you think, okay, I did that, you walk there, you walk back. Next day, make it 2 blocks, then make it 3. You can build it up bit by bit. You don't need to get out and start running 5Ks, 10Ks and be doing a marathon. I've only ever done 1 marathon. I trained for the London Marathon for my 26th birthday with no experience as a runner, but I followed a training program for 6 months. And it started for me with literally running 1 lamppost to the next lamppost to build up that first 10 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters, and then 1 kilometer, and got to do the whole, 42 kilometers. It was 26 miles. I was in the UK. It was the London Marathon. It was my 26th birthday. So I was running a mile for every year of my life. So it's incredible what you can achieve when you set yourself a small goal. Sometimes the situation when you have a lot of weight to lose, you just see this huge, great mountain, if you'll excuse the expression, of weight, and it just seems insurmountable. Well, it isn't if you take it down into small, bite-sized pieces. Now, great question. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Well, that's what I did. I started saying, well, listen, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to do it over a 3-month period. So I wasn't looking at what was going to happen in a whole year. I set myself a goal, and I set myself a goal with a friend. So I would suggest you find somebody that you can be accountable to. Maybe you have a friend who is also overweight, who will share this journey with you and say, come on, it doesn't matter whether we're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, we can still improve our health, we can feel better, we can move better, and let's start doing it together. So my friend Jerry and I made the decision that we both wanted to lose some weight. We were going to keep each other accountable, and we knew that there were 2 really big demons in our diet that we really wanted to control, and we were willing to make a commitment of no excuses and to eradicate completely just for 90 days. Not forever, just for 90 days. Because we knew that these were two things that really slowed our systems down. That was carbohydrates, and refined carbohydrates is what I'm referring to. So not the healthy carbs, but the white ones in particular. So we made the decision, bread, rice, potatoes, and pasta, particularly the white ones, cut them out for 90 days, and no sugar. So we started with a little SMS message to each other every morning that said, no carbs, no sugar, no excuses. And we followed through on that commitment for 90 days. And in that 90 days, I think Jerry lost 9.5 kilos. I lost 8.2, so he just beat me. And I felt absolutely unbelievable. I could not believe the difference in my energy, the difference in my sense of well-being. And kilos were going down. I was physically shrinking. As I mentioned in last week's topic on nutrition, talking about the fat cells in the body, if you take away what's going to keep that fat cell pumped up, which is mainly refined carbohydrates and sugars, it's why you reshape. And both of us felt a dramatic reshaping. And that went on, and I felt so good at the end of that 90 days that I made the decision for me that I was going to keep going. And I thought, I want to keep doing this. I'm not on a diet, I'm making a healthy lifestyle choice for me. And I know that for you, at home, you can make the same healthy lifestyle choices. That you can eat healthier, you can feel healthier, just by really being conscious about what you put in your body. Research has shown that actually only 1 out of 4 people will make a nutrition choice about the things that they're going to eat in a day. So it's all too often that we are going to run off to work without breakfast, which actually is your most important meal of the day. A healthy breakfast is so important to start your day. So the people will just dash out, I don't have time for breakfast, and grab, guess what, a cappuccino and a muffin on their way. Or they'll get to work and by 10 or 11 o'clock, their blood sugar's absolutely plummeted, and then they're just waiting for the staff trolley to come round with, guess what, tea, coffee, sugar, chocolate bars, sandwiches, and again, it's carbohydrates and sugars, carbohydrates and sugars. And all it does is the body just wants more of the same. So awareness is a great place to start. Make a decision is an important place to start. Get a friend to start the journey with you. You can find out more information on how I help people on my Facebook page, Ageless Grace with Gina, and on my website there is a wellness assessment that you can fill in if you want some personal support. So I really encourage you to be able to start the journey, say, listen, this is how it is now, it is not how it has to stay. I can make changes, I can lose weight, I can start taking care of my health. You do not want to be feeling that you're going to get older and sicker. You can get and still be fit and healthy as you age. So I hope that's been helpful for you this week for Active and Healthy with Gina, that we've touched on nutrition, we've touched on obesity, we've touched on awareness, making some decisions, and that we're going to have some interesting guests to look forward to in the coming weeks. So thank you for joining me on Active and Healthy with Gina, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you next week.